Hello, guys, and welcome back to another live with Lady Visionary. Visionary family, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing amazing. I can't wait to get into this live. Very interesting topic at hand today. Guys, if you're new to this channel, please do go ahead and subscribe. If you can see that subscribe button and it's in red, I need you to go ahead and support me by just clicking on that red button. Here on the channel, we talk about all things Africa when it comes to investing, relocating, and so much more. So do join this amazing family. And yeah, just subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm seeing some of you joining, so I can just say welcome, 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 welcome. I hope that you guys are all doing amazing. I hope you guys are all doing well. Please let me know once you come in where you're listening in from. That would be amazing, just to engage with the platform. We're going to, as you can see from the topic at hand, moving to Africa is more than just internet research. Okay, so there will be a slight delay as we get into the topic for those who'll be obviously joining later. So let me know where you're all listening in from. As I'm saying, as you enter the live, please just greet everyone here. Say hello. It doesn't take much. Say hello and just let me know where you are listening in from, because I know so many people watch this channel from all over the world, whether that be from the Americas or Europe or the Caribbean. So I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. We got people from all walks of life that follow this channel. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have been sticking with me from the beginning. Those of you who've just recently joined, because we've also had quite a number of new subscribers. So I just want to say thank you all very, very much. I do appreciate the love and support. What you can do for me at the moment, because we want more people to join this conversation, I just want you to take a moment just to share this stream, whether that be by Facebook, I don't know, your Instagram, Twitter. Just take a moment just to share, because we really do need more of you to join the conversation. And do be prepared to call in, because this is a call-in show, so please be prepared to call in. I will send the link out shortly, so you guys can engage with the platform. I'm seeing quite a few of you in the building. I just want to say welcome. Let's have a look. So is it Cash? Okay, Kashaku. Is that you're listening in from Florida? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have seen some of your comments. So, you've been following and commenting. Thank you so much. She sent greetings to everybody. Rin Fogg is from Montreal, Canada. Ebony Repat is from New York. Welcome, welcome. And we also have Marvelous with us. Hi, Marvelous. We're all doing well, I think. How are you all doing? Okay, let's just get this back on. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Right. So I just wanted a few more of you before I started the topic. Photon 30 is in the building. She's saying, okay, let's bring you up. Hello, Kerry Ann from California. So for those of you who don't know, yes, my name is Kerry Ann, but I'm known here on YouTube as Lady Visionary. So yeah, that's my name, Kerry Ann Masazera. So guys, have you already done so? If you're new, please go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't already, please do share the stream so more people can join before we get into this. Okay, and at some point I will send out the link. Actually, I think I'll do it now. I'll send out the link. So if anybody has anything they want to contribute to this topic, please do go ahead. Okay, So bear with us as I see more of you joining. Please do go ahead and like the stream. That's very important, just to show that support. Right, I'll just send the link out in the chat for those of you who do want to join the live. I do expect you guys hopefully to engage, so do feel free to call in. Okay, I'm seeing more of you join. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're joining, let me know where you are you are listening in from. That would be amazing. And just share the stream, really. Just share it on your various social media platforms. Now, I think we can start, but we're going to go ahead and start. Okay. As you can see from the title, Moving to Africa is more than just internet research. I felt that this topic was quite important to bring here on the channel because, you know, a lot of the times, yes, it's important when thinking about moving to the continent or whichever country you're thinking about moving to, it's important to do your research. You do your research. And a lot of people have been relying on, you know, just kind of going on the internet and using your search engine, and you'll be like, right, the Gambia, Rwanda, and sort of gathering information like that. But I think just doing internet research, it's basically not adequate, especially if you're thinking about moving, relocating to the continent. I know some people have done it. You know, they've gone to the continent, a fair few, and done well. But the reality is that a lot of us, we can't do exactly the same thing. Just because someone else has gone and done that, it doesn't mean that that will work for you. And so that's why I felt it was important, because I'm seeing people go to the continent, you know, and then, you know, things don't go as they planned, and they say, well, I did my research. People are like, didn't you know about this? Didn't you know about that? Yes, well, I did my internet research. I did my research. I was doing my research for several years before I came. But simply just doing internet research, it's just not enough. It's not adequate at all. And we need to be realistic, and we need to think about our move to the continent very holistically. You need to look at the bigger picture. You need to look at the pros and the cons of moving to the continent. You know, obviously on YouTube, we're seeing a lot of positivity around the African continent, and, you know, a lot has been displayed, because for far too long, what we've been seeing in the West and also in the Americas, it's been the very negative portrayals of Africa. And so obviously a lot of us on YouTube, we're trying to change that narrative, because you do have like the Al Jazeera and the BBC, who a lot of the times they are, you know, showing the very negative images of Africa, and they're not giving us the true picture. They haven't been giving us the true pictures of Africa, you know. So it's for us to also show that, yes, actually you can go to Africa and you can actually do very well on the continent. But at the same time, I think some people have just seen a couple of really beautiful videos of Africa, and they're like, right, I'm up, I've done my research, yep, on the internet, and then that's it, I'm gone, I'm going. And then finding themselves in trouble, because actually they didn't know, they didn't know the whole picture, basically, of where they're going. And so in doing that, they're like, oh my God, I didn't expect this, or I didn't expect that. And, you know, they're basically shocked at the things that they see, and they take to social media and start to disrespect the country that they're in. And I'm seeing that play out on social media, and I'm like, well, this is not good for people who are thinking about, you know, relocating. I just need to come here and say, guys, I know many of you are on the internet, you're watching different YouTubers, and it's giving you great information, great content. But there's so much more that you need to consider when going to the continent. You can't just look at the good. You can't just think, okay, well, that worked for that person. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. You are an individual. Your family is an individual. So you need to think about what's right for you. I'm seeing people go to the continent and they're like, right, I'll just go to this country. And they're like, actually, maybe I don't like it here. And that's okay. Actually, I'm going to try somewhere else. I'm going to try somewhere else. Right, I'm seeing more of you in the building here. I'm seeing back to black, London. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got a guest in the building. Okay, we've got Renelle in the building. Hello, Renelle.
Hi, Lady Visionary.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing great. Lovely to hear your voice.
It's a pleasure to see you and to catch the broadcast again. Yeah.
Nice,
Uh,
nice, nice. It's a pleasure to have you on. So what do you have to contribute with regards to this particular topic?
Nothing much really, but I guess I guess like a few points like um, do not confuse content with information because in general what happens, and that's not just when you are relocating to Africa. That happens when you want to travel anywhere. Like you have these bloggers and these vloggers who are showing you content, and you're like, oh, this is so nice, so perfect. And then when you go through the experience, it is not as it is supposed to be. So I remember that I mean, I'm still young, but in my younger years, I was fascinated by the backpack idea, right? So it's like maybe more than 5 years ago. I was a student, and then there was a lot of talk, a lot of vloggers about people saying, "Well, we just go out, we took our credit cards and some shit, some bad money, and we we went on the road, and people just carried out from city to city, and right." So that was around Europe, and then it was very fascinating, but my reality was not the fact, was not what I was saying on the blog, and that is because I confused content with information. What you have in internet can be anything. It can be what food what information, or it can be content that is something that is here to entertain you. So I just wanted to say this for the people who are. I used that experience, my backpack experience, to 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 talk to the people who are thinking about relocating to Africa. Um, Even in the mind of an adventure, like we had the discussion, I think it was yesterday when your hobby was around. Even
Yeah.
if you are thinking of going first as an adventure, please do not confuse content with information, and always try to. There is a golden rule. There is a golden rule is how do I say it in English? How do I say it in English? Recoupement de source. I don't know how to say it. Apologies. Yes, I think it's like cross-check your sources.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's important.
so you have information from one source. It should not be enough. Never don't feel satisfied with information from one source, right?
Mhm.
So always cross-check it from another source. Another. What I often do is that I do some, and it last thing maybe is that don't only search with Google, search with other search engines. So I have a list of other search engines from the internet that I use. There are a lot of open source search engines out there, and that allows me to have another perspective on the information that is on the internet than what Google wants me to see. So that was basically the 3 points that I wanted to share with the audience and the platform today.
Mhm. And what do you think about, people who just, they've done their research on the internet and they just say, right, I'm just going to up and go to, for example, I don't know, let's just say Gambia, for example?
I think I loved it. I mean, it has to. Okay. It depends on the situation. Um, if I'm a young student, then I'm all go all yes for it. Like if I'm young and that I have nobody in charge, that's why I said young student, meaning I don't have. I mean, sometimes students have kids, but what I mean is that I don't have a family. So if I don't have a family, that I only responsible for myself, and that I have correct information from some tourist agency in Gambia, and that I have the funds for it, and then I just want to go. Yes, I'm signing it. I would encourage every young person who are only responsible for themselves to do this type of things. Two things can happen. Either it will be the trip of your life, or it will be a total disaster. But at least it will be some experience, and it will be a first step. The most dangerous thing, like there is a saying that the hardest thing is the first step, right? And if you are serious about relocating to Africa, you need to start as fast as possible. So for a person who is alone, who has no responsibilities either than to himself, as long as the travel is somehow safe, like it is a legit stuff, then I will encourage them to go for it. If it is a somebody who has like a family, some kids depend on him, stuff like that, then it asks more than to just tourism is not enough. Like you really need to um, try to think about how you are going to survive in that country. How are you going to penetrate the economy? So that is my goal. But I can be wrong. Like don't I'm not saying that I have the
There's no right or wrong answer. I just wanted to know like your opinion. I know people have, just done their research and gone to the continent, wherever, where maybe Ghana, the Gambia, Rwanda, and done really well. But
Mhm.
I realistically, not everybody can do that. And one of the challenges that I'm seeing through social media is, and we're talking about it time and time again, is that when you're going to Africa, there needs to be that mindset shift. There needs to be a complete transformation of the mind, renewing of the mind, because a lot of people, you can see that playing out also on social media, is that they go to a particular country expecting it to be exactly like the West, expecting it to be exactly like the Americas, and then feeling quite dissatisfied when it doesn't meet up to that expectation, because maybe they haven't done enough research, they haven't networked in the country that they're going to. Um, and yeah, they just have these unrealistic expectations because one of the things is that they've never visited the country before, or they've never visited Africa. So they don't know what to expect. And we're really seeing that sort of play out in a very negative way on social media. And hence why I felt like it was important to bring this topic, just to prepare others who are thinking about going to Africa, to say, look,
Yeah.
and that's one of the mistakes that people, I think, make. A lot of people that I've seen even come back to the UK or to America, is that they hadn't gone and visited. They didn't know enough. It didn't meet their expectations with regards to certain things. And it was just, for me, when you look at it and you really analyze it, it shows poor planning. One of I did a video not too long ago, and it was talking about 5 mistakes to avoid
Mhm.
when to the continent, or investing there, is to one point was to visit the country at least one where you're thinking of once sorry, to visit the country at least once where you're thinking to relocate to, rather than just up
Mhm.
and go, because unfortunately in a lot of circumstances people think, well, actually, maybe I didn't do this right, or maybe this is not the country that I want to be in, because you never visited, so you don't actually know. When you visit, I feel like it really gives you, it gives you some information in terms of, is that the place where you want to settle? Do you feel the vibe? Can you really see yourself living in that particular country? you know
Plus, it
because
allows you. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, go
Yeah.
on.
So you sorry to cut you, but I just wanted to jump in that point. Like, not only when you visit once, you like feel the place around you, like you, it's like putting your feet in the water. But even better than that, right? You are getting into networks for the first time. Like you are meeting real people, like real connections in these communities. It's
Mm,
like, I mean, you have to think of it as, I mean, what the thing that I explained to my friend is to think of it as people are migrating in the other way, right? Africans that are traveling to the west or to the east to like make a living for themselves. They are doing exactly what you are planning to do, and it is as scary for them as it is for you. They are jumping into economies that they don't know. The only promise is that they will somehow be protected from material lacking. That is, they will not lack anything from a material point of view. But besides that, they don't know anything. The climate is new to them. Um, they 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 often know nobody. Um, People are they often often face like adversity, racism, and stuff like that. So people have different accents. This is also something that I got from some of the people that criticize their first experience and talk ill about it. It's like I heard stuff like, well, they were not really. It's not even like if they are speaking English. Everybody is speaking pidgin English, and I'm like, I mean, this is English that they are speaking. This is their English, right? When and I will say anything, a Nigerian man comes to the UK, he finds English with another accent. So he has to adapt to that accent. So it's really something that um, Africans from the diaspora were planning to move back. Really, I mean, it is the reverse of what is of the other direction. So there is nothing new there, except that people who are coming most generally from Africa to the West are coming from material um, are coming for the material protection for material reasons, and that generally people who are coming from the west to the continent are coming for non-material reasons. Right, this is the only difference. But in the rest, in the logistic, I think it is quite the same thing. And just to go back to your point from the beginning, yes, if you guys can, please do like at least first visit, second visit, even as short as they can be, and try hard to produce connections with some people there, like make some friendships, right? Make some friendships, some true friendship. It might not be 10, just one is enough from the beginning. Then you come back again and you improve on that relation, and the relationship grows. And that is how you merge in a community. Basically, there is no magic. Like, it is how it happens. You eat with people, you go out with people, you talk to them, you drink some beers or whatever. If whatever, you have some fun with them, like you discuss, you share your ideas, your dreams, and you make connections. And at the end, you will feel just as well as you felt in your hometown. I mean, there is a saying that home is everywhere where I am
mm.
welcomed. I don't know if the saying translates correctly in English, but
Oh, definitely. Home is where the heart is. Home is where I am. Definitely. I just want to
mhm,
pause there because I'm seeing more of our subscribers and others joining, and I just want to welcome everybody.
yeah,
Please do give us a big thumbs up as you enter the stream. Thank you guys so much. We've got Dominic Law in the building, and he's saying you have to do a little research to know what you're getting yourself into. I totally agree with that. We have Sean Robinson. Hello from the United States. Hello, welcome. We also have the African superstar in the building, so we want to give her a very warm welcome as well. If you don't know who the African superstar is, she also is an amazing YouTuber. So go over and check her channel. We've got Mo also here with us. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Mo. You heard Mo, right? What's been said here? Right, bear with us. There's a lot been said. Okay. Dominique Flores saying Africa Rising. I have sent out the link, so if anybody wants to join us, please do. Let's hear what Ebony Repat is saying. The internet is just the first step for me. The second is visiting and meeting the people. The third is also researching implications of moving and packing things I will need. I think that's exactly what you've said, Renelle, as well, isn't it? About making connections. That's very important. Okay, my opinion is that Westerners that have not traveled to Africa should spend at least a month or two in the Caribbean to familiarize themselves with what they might expect to encounter in Africa. Fair point, fair point. Or, you know, I would say if they're deciding to move to a particular country on the continent, why not go to that country for, yes, 2 or 3 months, just to kind of gauge exactly whether that is for you, as opposed to just getting there and going, oh my goodness, I did not expect this, and then taking to social media and disrespecting the people. It's terrible. Right, we have a guest in with us. We've got San in the building. Let's add San.
Hello, how you doing? How you doing, Lady Visionary?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
You're
I just wanted to jump on to say that I feel like the topic is like basically doing more than your research to come over to Africa, right?
Well, some people would say that internet research is enough, but I'm saying that it's more than just the research. You need to visit along with other things, which I'm going to go into a bit later on.
Okay. Well, actually, I just bought me and my son a ticket to Kigali.
Wow.
We are supposed yeah, oh yeah, we're gone. We're out of here. They already canceled it for the 30th. I mean, I was supposed to be leaving on the 30th, but somewhere over there in Brussels or Amsterdam, they canceled it, but it only got pushed back to like January 1st. So God willing, I'll be out there around that time. And what I got to say towards that is like, I know you should always do your research and everything, but there's a lot of fear, because I think I heard you guys saying something about you can't do what the next person done. What works for them may not work for you. And that's true. But I feel like if you get rid of the fear, and you got to be adventurous, and you got to have an open mind, and you got to realize, because, oh, sorry, I'm from America. And
yes.
I lived here all my life. Luckily, I've been to the continent once. I've been to South Africa. So I kind of got like a little background on it from actually setting foot on the continent, but it was just vacation. So like I didn't get that living there feel, like, you know, how it really is when you're not vacationing somewhere. But I'm not no idiot either. I picked up a book or two. I knew like, okay, Africa has its problems just like anywhere else. America, look at America. Look at London, you know? And to be honest with you, I was scared for a long time. I didn't want to leave the West. This is all I knew, you know? And I was like, well, when things started getting bad over in America, I was like, well, maybe I'll go to Europe, because I've been to London before. And I was like, okay, well, London seems cool. But then somebody was telling me, or people were telling me, nah, it's the same thing. It may not be to the same level as America, but
Similar.
yeah, you jumping out of one frying pan into another. So I started pondering and I was like, why not give Africa a try? You know, I can't expect to have the red carpet rolled out and, you know, 1,000 Africans doing a dance for me. It didn't happen to me when I visit there, you know, but I know I'm from there. There's a connection and nobody can break that, you know? So like, you got one life to live. you don't want to become, I'm getting older in age now, and I'm at that point in my life where I got one more shot, one more big shot to do something really big, to finally stop working for people, and it's no disrespect, but people that don't look like me have to come clock in, put their kids through school, and I'm not saying I got a horrible job. It's pretty cool. I make decent money, but what would it be like to be my own boss? You know? And not only that, why do it over here in America when I can go to Africa, employ my own people, you know, uh, bring revenue? There's a lot of things that I want to do, maybe go to villages, help out, but I got to start with myself first. And I can't be afraid because, like, you're right, I'm not like everybody else. So I can't just be a cookie cutter and just follow the blueprint of somebody else. It'd be nice to look at that blueprint, but you got to bring your own uniqueness to it, your own flavor. People gonna feel you regardless if you good peoples, And I trust me, the minute I got out that airport in South Africa, they was on me. They was trying to get over on me. All that's true. I know that for a fact. But at the end of the day, where is people not trying to get over on you at? Over here in
Exactly.
America, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. You get that everywhere. You get that
Facts.
everywhere.
Right.
But the point obviously I was mentioning is that, it's not just about doing research and then just going, but like for you, yes, you've done your internet research. You've also looked in books, you've read books, and also you've been to the continent yourself.
Right.
And it
Uh-huh.
seems like you have an open mind, but you do have
Mm-hmm.
people who are not willing to be flexible with their mindset.
Eh,
As you
oh, I'm
said,
sorry. Let me cut you off real quick. I'm sorry. You just read one of my comments like a few days ago. I was the one that said scared to let the white man's hand go. You remember that? You
oh
was with your
right,
husband.
yes, yes. All right,
And
that
the
was
reason that was me. And the reason why I said that, because I was once that person. Like, I'm like, well, what about 401k? What about a retirement plan? We got to get off this bougie stuff, because that's where we come from at the end of the day. When we were brought over in slave, I don't know about London, but I know in America, transatlantic slave trade, that was once us back then. We lived a different whole life. We got to get back to who we were. We need that. That's the void in us that got us lost because they took that away from us. We got to get that back. That's why I'm bringing my son with me, because that's priceless right there. They can't teach him that in any Western school. They can't teach him Swahili or, the African culture in general. That's priceless right there. I don't have that. I speak one language, English, a little bit of Spanish, which is another oppressor's language. Why not try to learn an African language? You got to remember what, well, I don't got to tell you this, but just for the broader, company out there, every day you wake up, you're blessed and you got a chance to learn something new. Why not go to Africa? You'll be learning something new every day. It's going to be good and bad, but that's just trials and tribulations. You get that here in the West, you know? So, okay, I can get pulled over every day by the cops and, go to jail for stupid things, or just keep continuing to be called the N-word and all that. Why not just go back to the motherland and make something happen there? If that
You're right.
makes sense.
You do have some people going to the continent expecting like the lifestyle, for example, or the same thing. They're trying to take America and bring it
Mm-hmm.
to Africa, but Africa is Africa, Europe is Europe.
Yeah.
So why not?
Facts.
Like they're going on the continent acting bougie. It's like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't really fault them if that's just all they know. Like me, I'm the same way, but I know how to be humble. Well, let me put it to you like this. My upbringing wasn't the best, projects and the hood and all that negative stuff. So, it's not like I grew up in some Sweet Valley High or something like that. You know, um, it's pretty bad, as you know, over here too. Certain ghettos you go to in America, and half them people over there, acting bougie probably ain't never really lived that sweet life over here in America. They're just used to the customs of America. But still, even over here in America, the blacks over here, we at the bottom of the barrel. The food that's in our neighborhoods are the shopping markets that we got to go to. We don't know where that food's really coming from. We don't know what we're putting in our body with all this pork they're trying to give us, all these fast food restaurants, dollar this, dollar that, get this for cheap. You know this is systematically already. You know they're gonna send agents in to get on the internet and start beefing with other, people, YouTubers that's trying to make a positive move. And as soon as one mess up, the domino effects happen. Now everybody is like, oh, see, they're bad people. They're bad. And that's not true. Like, that's why I rocks with your channel, because you keep it 100 all the time. You know what I mean? And like, I just feel the realness with you. And no disrespect to any other YouTubers, because, I feel them too. Anybody for the movement, as long as you're doing it positive. But when you start trying to get your views up and everything like that, off of beefing with somebody else that's trying to do the right thing, because you can't expect people to be out there in Africa, and not ask for money. Like, hey, if you want more content, if you want me to be out here pushing this product or whatever, I'm gonna need help. And there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, you're dropping gems. You're dropping jewels on people that they don't know, who's sitting in the comforts of their own home in the UK or in the United States, thinking they living the good life right now, but they don't even know, like, something's going to happen with this, especially with the selection thing. I tell people all the time, man, like, this is like the sign of the times to get out and go. And it don't matter. You got what, 55, 54 countries to choose from. Do some research and get out there and go. You feel me?
I've got a question for you, because you said you're taking your son. I'm not sure how old your son is.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, come here, Sincere. Come here. Hold on. I would show you the ticket, but it's on my phone. Oh, but yeah.
So I'll see you in Rwanda then. I'll see you in Rwanda.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Say what's up, Sincere.
Cutest. Oh,
say hi.
Oh,
say hello.
Hi, little man.
Sincere, remember when we was in Africa? Remember Africa?
Yeah.
You want to go to Africa? Look at the phone it said. Where are we going, Sincere?
To Africa.
Motherland, right? All right.
How old is he?
6.
Oh, wow. So obviously you have been preparing him for the move.
Oh, well, see, we've been to Spain, London, like Rio de, he knows about traveling. And he remembers Africa. He sees like things on TV, the Eiffel Tower. Oh, he points and comes and gets me because he knows. But when I was taking him around, I was like, oh, we gotta go to Europe. Oh, we gotta go to Paris and all this, right? Nah, we need to go to Africa. That's where it's at. Because if we don't start doing this and start teaching these younger kids to do it, then for it, the whole Africa gonna be speaking Mandarin Chinese or something. I don't know. We gotta. That's our land right there. That's our land. Just like any African born over there, the diaspora, it's the same thing at the end of the day. We just don't have no connection. But once we start, people like yourself and others that are out there doing it, and me, hopefully, God willing, we could start, just making this thing bigger to where you can't go back. Like it's a trend now. Everybody wants to come on board and get up out of the West and come to Africa,
Yeah, you made a point. I just want to come back to that because we've got some more people in the building with us here.
Oh, my fault.
We want to greet some of them. Let's have a look. Well, all of them. Let's have a look. Ebony Repat is saying, at least for the US repatriates, we have to consider tax implications before moving. In the US, we are responsible for reporting income of over a certain threshold if we keep our US citizenship. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I do understand that. That's correct.
But at least you keep your citizenship.
Yeah.
Right? Worst case scenario.
I'm from the Caribbean, and I honestly think some parts of the Caribbean are more westernized than some African countries. Not quite a comparison. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to get through your comments. Where are we now? So guys, please get the likes up if you're here. Please do get the likes up. Just having a look. I think people are just having bits of conversations, but do get the likes up. Thank you, guys. You know, you've mentioned Africa is the place to be, but at the same time, it seems like Africa may not be for everyone and continent, and saying, actually, no, I don't want to be here. This is actually not for me, and they're coming back to maybe Europe or the Americas. So I think one of my points really is that people thinking to relocate to the continent, they need to ask themselves some key questions. Why do you want to go to Africa? Like, you know, many will say in America, you've got issues about the racism, the brutality, the dead-end jobs, maybe not getting paid enough. In Europe, you may have some similar situations. So they're like, right, I want to go to Africa and I want to contribute to the development of Africa, you know? So it's really questioning individually, like for myself, for my family, why is it that I want to be in Africa? Is it because there is such a movement right now, and so you're feeling emotional that, you know, you just make that decision, when I think that's probably not the best
right.
the best situation to make decisions based upon a feeling, based upon your
Emotions, yes.
You
I
know,
agree 100%.
at the moment, because quite a lot of people obviously are thinking about relocating. You've had quite a lot of people relocate to the continent, and you know, there's just this big movement, and obviously a lot of information being shared on YouTube, but you need to question, why is it that you are going to the continent? What is it that's driving you to go? I think it's important that you answer those questions for yourself, and also you need to think for yourself. As much as people are saying, yes, you know, Africa's the place to be, let's go, but you need to think, is this the right time for me? And if you're going with your family, is it the right time for my family to go? Because I think if you don't have these answers and you get there, then, you know, your mind starts playing like a battlefield with you. And then you're not sure, you know, you're in this place that you've never been, you're encountering challenges. And then you're thinking, well, you know what, I was comfortable where I was. The first challenge you have, you want to get back to Europe, or you want to get back to the Americas. So that's a key question, I think, that needs to be answered within yourself or with your family, as to why you're going and whether that's the right time for you. And again, it's like, you're going to the continent. What is your plan? How are you going to sustain yourself? How are you going to sustain your family? Do you have a plan? What is that plan? Have you got a plan A? Have you got a plan B? I'm not saying that your plan may like go exactly how you plan, but you at least you have something in place, something provisional that you can work with when you get there. Have you networked with people on the ground? You know, how is it that you're going to assimilate into the culture when you get there? What is your plan? Because, you know, you're finding that people do go, and yes, you'll get the cultural shock. Like, you know, some people say they've never seen someone carry a basket on the street selling items. They're like, oh my God, what is, they get there, what is this? What people, someone is selling food on their head, and they never knew that was possible, or that was certain people's scenarios, that they have to go out there and they have to sell on the streets in Africa. You know, and then taking to social media and going, guys, you know, people are selling, people are doing this, people are doing that. But that's their way of life. That's their livelihood. That's how they make their money, so that they can feed their families. It's not just all glitter and glam on the continent. And obviously it has been romanticized in people's minds, but you do have the challenges when you get on the ground. And so if these are things that, you know, you don't think about, or you're not aware of, definitely when you get to the continent, you get to wherever country that you want to go to, because you've just been on Google and you've just been looking at this and that in terms of content on YouTube, you've not looked at the bigger picture. And again, you're not willing to compromise. You're not willing to be flexible. You're not willing to adjust to the situation. You're just like, well, guys, this is not America. You know, people are selling on the streets. They're doing this. That's their way of life. And what people need from the diaspora need to think about is, okay, there are going to be there, yes, Africa is beautiful. You can have a nice quality of life, but there are serious challenges on the ground. There are issues around health, there are issues around poverty, there's issues around education, there's issues around employment. But okay, what can I do to create solutions that to contribute to the development of Africa? Because it's not, if you're just going there for the glitz and glam, and you know, you just want to brush aside the other issues, for a lot of people it won't work, because when they go there and they see the realities, they'll just run straight back.
Exactly. Very nice points. Point taken. So I want, like, I have three things to add to this discussion. First of all, I want to congratulate San and his little man for this planned journey to Kigali. I hope you
Thank
guys
you.
have an excellent sojourn. I hope that your stay will be magnificent and that you will have like the best experience that one can have on the
Thank you.
motherland.
Thank you.
As an African that was born on the continent, I'm really like wary on this movement that I'm seeing of Africans from the diaspora trying to come back, and I really want to like do as much as I can to like make that, participate in that in a way that it gets well. That, anyways, I want to wish you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Then the other thing is that, like, yes, I had two big points. The first point was, hey, if you are not if you guys, I mean, now it's to the broader audience, if you guys are not considering Africa, you have to know that other people are considering Africa. Jack Ma, the ex-CEO of Alibaba, said in one of his visits in South Africa that he's planning to visit 2 African countries per year until he has visited all the African countries. So this is a Chinese billionaire, Jack Ma, who is planning to take every year 2 African countries until he visits all of the continent, and he's doing that for business purposes. Of course, he wants to breed. Exactly. He wants to breed entrepreneurs. He knows that the continent is massively underregulated. And when there is no little regulation, it's where there is business opportunity. So he wants to be the first to fund the people with the ideas. The second thing that I wanted to say is I'm really scared about, like, as much as I'm enthusiastic, I am an ambivalent person. So I'm optimistic and pessimistic at the same time. And I'm really pessimistic about something in this massive movement back in Africa, which I want it to happen. But I want it to have to have a positive outcome. And to help the Africans from the diaspora that are coming back to the continent on how to interact. Maybe I would like to invite them to read the story of Liberia. There has been in the past a movement of Africans from the diaspora back to the continent, and that story has ended well. So there has been some trouble in that story. So when you are serious about doing that, I would really like to invite you. I don't have any books to suggest, but I guess you can find some stories out there to just try to know a bit of that story in order to have like guidelines of behavioral ways to immerse yourself in the culture, right? And don't see.
Yeah, real quick. Sorry. You're talking about when America sent back like some former slaves
Yes.
to Yeah, that was America's way on trying to colonize. They was trying to get their foot in
Yes,
Africa.
yes.
So I mean, yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. I mean, you got to remember one thing: a lot of African Americans ain't nowhere woke like I am. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it. Now I don't want to put nobody on blast, but let's just say I spoke to people. If you just say, "Hey, I'm going back to Africa," they looking at you like you're saying you're going to Mars or Jupiter or something. You
It
know,
is not.
not only, huh?
I understand them because, like, on for the moment, the continent is not built. The continent is beautiful from its natural beauty. So right now, it needs the people who are builders and the people who are who has enough freedom of mind to imagine things. You know, to build something, you need to see. It's like you see an empty space and you imagine a building on it. You imagine a resort. You imagine any business, but it has to happen from natural emptiness. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can first have the freedom of mind to dream things and then have the strength of the body to build things. So I will not be surprised that there will just be like a few African Americans or Africans from the diaspora that are really in that mindset that are what I call dreamers and builders, and that is the first people that Africa needs. So it is from as far as I'm concerned, it is perfectly fine if it is just the dreamers and the builders that come first. Then the rest of the people are going to see, okay, oh, some cities, some more cities have become like Kigali, more cities have become like Johannesburg, more cities have become like Pretoria. Standard of living are increasing, then some people are going to think, oh, then maybe it is worthy. Then not everybody is able to tolerate the same level of risk. I guess that is what I'm trying to say, and the
Mm.
same level of effort. So, so I guess I totally understand what you were saying. I hope I did not cut you in your idea, but I just wanted to say that um, the dreamers and the builders are the one that are needed first, right? In my opinion. And
Oh yeah,
please
they
let
took the best when the slave trade was going on. They didn't take like the handicap and the old. They were
yes,
taking the best of the best over to the West. That's how,
exactly.
because yeah, you know, we built this country, America, and
Mhm.
I'm sure you know we built Europe and London. So why we can't go back to Africa and build it up? It's 2020. Why are we even having discussions about, oh, is this doctor safe to go to, or like, hey, you know, is there still is a monkey gonna jump out and bite me, and you know, or is a mosquito gonna bite me, and am I gonna die in the next 2 days? Yeah, I'm
Yes,
worried
yes.
about things like that. But you know, at
I
the end of the
totally,
day, look, I'm sorry.
yes, I totally feel you. Like is the natural beauty, right? Not so the way we portray Africa now is this place where nature is so beautiful, but when you think nature, you also think whiteness. So people are afraid of those type of stuff. I
Mhm.
from as I grew up on the continent, so I lived there my first 20 years. So
Yeah.
I
So
can
you had
disfigure.
malaria a lot of times, huh?
I had it like a few times, yes.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
I
heard
had
from
like
other Africans. Because over here in the West, they teach us that, oh, you get malaria, you're gonna die. But then I found out that like, as long as you got the money, you're gonna get sick. You go get treated, and then you're good. You know.
yes, and
You
then
know,
there are even
on the point of malaria, I've had malaria once, and in Africa, they are the specialists. I've known people who maybe have gone to Africa, you know, and come back to maybe Europe or wherever, and they've not like discovered the disease quick enough. But in Africa, because they're the specialists, actually you get treated so quickly. It's not even a problem because they're so used to treating that. And people think, oh,
Yeah.
no hospitals or lack of hospitals. But I heard someone saying on social media actually that, oh, there are no hospitals. That's a lie. Like when I was in Rwanda, and my son at the time, he was about, I think, 5 months, he got sick. I knew where to take him, and I took him to the hospital. They quickly diagnosed him and started treatment, and he was started making recovery like the next day. So
Mhm.
like these are things that people also need to know as well. If you're going to the continent or a particular country, you need to research what are the facilities that I will need in case, for example, an emergency, and where can I find them? instead of coming to the internet and saying, oh, because you don't know, because you're not well informed, you're saying, guys, there are no healthcare services there. You know, was scared for my child because there's no healthcare, and which is a lie. Obviously, Africa is developing in terms of healthcare, and actually there's a lack, and there needs to be some improvements. There needs more health services. But to say that there's nothing, and also I heard
No.
someone say, you know, obviously Renelle talked about Jack Ma, and that's just one example of a businessman mobilizing around Africa, really to understand what's going on in the business arena, what's really going on in Africa, and that's what we, the diaspora, need to be doing. We need to up our game. Do you understand? We need to understand what is going on, and as you said, San, about how you can, you know, build something there, how you can create jobs. I heard someone say, someone from the diaspora say on the internet, there's no money in Africa, guys. There's no money in Africa. I'm like, this person is on Mars, because
Right.
I don't understand, because the person's not well informed yet. They haven't done their research. And so coming to the internet and giving wrong information. If there's no money in Africa, why is the Europeans there? Why are the Chinese there? Why are they building their legacy off of Africa? This is something that you need to think about. How can you go to the internet and say, there's no money here, there's no money in Africa? Because you haven't been strategic about your plan and your move and how you can make money. And just because you don't see it doesn't mean that others can't see it.
But you know what the thing is, real quick? Do you, like, I know you're from the UK, I'm from the US, so you know they're not teaching us that. They don't want us, the white man, anybody don't want us to know what the hidden gem over there in Africa is. That, hey, you guys can actually go home and build up your motherland where you come from. So all they gonna do is just push the negative narrative about it. Like I used to think back in the days, like, oh, I'm not going to Africa. Are you crazy? You know, and they even got it to where we don't really get along like that over here. When like Africans come over here to America, they pretty much stay to themselves. We stay to ourselves. Luckily, you know, I'm well traveled and I know about, you know, diversity and, you know, trying to learn about other cultures. I've always been like that. So I have a lot of African friends, but there's a lot of African Americans that I know that just like straight hateful and spiteful towards Africans. That's the ones you don't need over there, over in the continent. They can stay over here, you know, in America. We need we need vision. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I think, oh, you're definitely right with regards to that, because you know, you're going, like, as an African American, obviously African, go into the continent to mix with the continental African. You can't go with that mindset. You won't survive. You won't, not like to say someone will take your life, but you just won't integrate well in that society if that's your mindset. And so that's why I said that you have to be completely transformed. Like, your mindset has to change. There needs to be a mindset shift. The way you are there in America or in Europe, the things that you do, it just needs to be completely different, because it's a new way of life. It's the new way of doing.
You're evolving yourself. You're going through an evolution. You know, and that is sometimes, people
realize that evolution is a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Bringing that same mindset to the continent, you can't grow and expand and think outside the box.
Right. It's like it's just like a computer. You know, you got to wipe the hard drive clean, so that way you can restore new information. And that's the beauty about life. If you can get out of this one track minded, you know, just all I know is America and that's it. And I could get some of these older folks like my mom's age and my father. It's pretty much almost a wrap for them. That this where it is for them. But I have a chance to make a difference. Who knows what small difference I might make in Africa that can have a very huge impact on so many other lives. But I'll never know unless I try. And if I fail, at least I tried. Right.
That's
shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll at least hit a star.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love
very,
I
very
love
true.
your way of thinking. I love your way of thinking. You know,
Hmm.
for me,
Very,
I would rather try something and fail, yes, because I would have said, actually, I have tried it and maybe this didn't
Right.
work, but what could I have done differently? You know what I mean? As
Hmm.
opposed to not trying at all. And as you said, like Rome wasn't built in a day. So
Facts.
when
Yeah.
you go, you're making your contribution, however small that may be, it's making a difference. But
Hmm.
also, people can't come to the continent thinking they can save the world. Like you're not
Yeah.
like bringing my muscles. I'm going to do this. Africa needs me. Yes, Africa needs you, but the little that you can do is better than nothing at all. And together, because there's the issues obviously around unity as well amongst the Black community. Obviously,
Mhm.
that is changing
Yeah.
now. That is changing. We're seeing
Right.
change happening, and that's amazing. But there's strength in unity. There's so
Right.
much we can do when we stand together rather than, oh, you be over there, I be over there. And when you get onto the continent, don't form those expats groups.
mm,
Integrate with the local community.
so
Find out
very
their
true.
life, you know, connect with someone, connect with the locals. Let them teach you a thing or two. Some people don't even know that, like in some countries, you can be driving in a car and you may see a goat or a herd of cows. Some
Yeah.
people are like, oh my God, what planet are you on?
Right.
Seriously,
Yeah. It's the
you
same thing in
know?
America. It's not like you could just drive everywhere and it's just city. I mean, there's places you go and you might see a cow crossing the street. It's just like it's not like Martians came down here, like,
Mhm.
But one thing I want to touch on, and I feel what you're saying, because why would I want to leave America to go to Africa and just be around African Americans? I'm not saying I don't want to do that, because that's my people, my culture, if you
Of
will.
course.
But I'm coming there to learn something, and I want my son to learn something. And who knows what he'll have to bring to the table and what I could leave to him. But my only problem is that it does worry me a little bit with the whole Mazungu thing. Like, hold on, bro, I'm just as black as you. Why are you calling me a Mazungu? Or I'm going to get hit in the head with these crazy prices, and I just got to do some crazy bargaining every time. Every time I step out and try to buy something, which okay, I know, and no one's half the battle. So at least it gives a person courage to know what they're up against.
Mm.
So
About this point, I want to jump in there.
go
So
ahead.
if you allow me, dear son.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
So yeah, this point is often comes back, and I want to say that this is the point of view of a tourist, right?
Okay.
When an African from the diaspora goes back to Africa, even for a visit, he doesn't consider himself a tourist. He consider, and rightly so, he consider himself like a child of the continent that is finally going back home. But from the locals there, you are a tourist. So from the prices you give tourists, even in hotels here, it's not the same prices that you give locals, right? If I know you in your business, there are some discounts that you are making with me because I'm a member of your community. I go to church with you. Maybe maybe I play football with you on the Sundays, stuff like that. You give me some discounts that you don't give tourist people that are new to your places. So the way to behave in front of such situation is always to make connections with the people,
Mm.
make connections to the people, and accept humor. Maybe also you will come there and then your accent will be strange to these people, and then they might make jokes about your accent. Then what you can do is that you can joke also about their accent, and you can, as long as it is friendly, as long as you understand that the most important words, the most worthy thing is the people. then there will be, you might not connect with everybody, but you might connect with one person, just one person who will just become a very good friend to you. And that person now will now show you how to obtain things at the right prices. That person will even um, prevent you from being hacked off when you go to them, when you go buying things. And I want to add the last thing. This happens, of course, to Africans from the diaspora, but it also happens from Africans in the ground. Like when I was a teenager and that I didn't know how to sell and buy in the market, the first time that I came, I did not understand the bargaining situation. So the very first product that I bought in those markets, I was overpriced, right? I was overpriced. So, and what happens is that you come a couple of times, and then it's the same thing that I'm telling you. You become friend with a vendor in my city. The vendor will start calling me Aso, a way to say like we are associates, right?
Mm.
And when he starts calling me Aso, he starts now giving me true prices because he's like, okay, this guy has come here, he has been playing with me, talking with me, we have had the connection. So um, don't just feel that it is targeted towards you guys when you are making these moves. When you are making a move in this environment, seek the connections to people. The riches are the people. It's not the goods. The goods that you're buying, the money, the exchange, that is not what is valuable. The value is the connection to the people. And if you can connect with just one person truly, just one, not 10. I mean, you can connect with many, of course, but if it's enough to connect with just one person, then you will see that your experience will multiply in value, right? It will become fantastic. That is just what I wanted to add from this
Thank you. I
perspective.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I mean, cause oh, sorry, go ahead.
that was a very good point because obviously a lot of people can be put off, but it's important to understand that bargaining is a thing in Africa. It's a big thing in
Mhm.
Africa. And so, yes, it can be a bit annoying because even for myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, do I have to like start negotiating? Sometimes you just want to
Mhm.
pay the price and then move on, and then you just have to be patient. And as you say, sometimes Renelle, you said you can just connect with that person and, you can gain more out of it. But, people need to understand that it's part of the culture. And it's just trying to find a way around it. Don't get frustrated. It's not that they're doing it to just like people from the diaspora. Sometimes they do it to each other as well. So you,
Mhm.
you you just need to understand the situation on the ground and try to bargain and get a cheaper price.
Mhm.
That's how it is. That's how it is, and we've just got to work around it. We've got to be flexible. I think at the beginning I talked about being flexible. The things that maybe you don't have to deal with, you don't have to do the bargaining in America because you go in there and maybe the price, the labels, the pricing is on the item, so you don't,
Right.
you take it up, you go and,
Mhm.
but that's not the same system on the continent. And in a lot of situations, you'll find yourself having to bargain,
Yes.
So that's the reality of the continent. And again, if you're not prepared for that, you're going to get frustrated very, very quickly and be like, you know what, I'm
And
out.
and even in some situations, you might reach a market and you'll see a price tag. So they will say, okay, top of this, maybe it's groundnut that you're buying, and they will say this quantity of groundnuts is this amount. But actually, the ASOS, the people who are frequent buyers, know that they can bargain this price, right?
Mm.
So you will just come there and you'll say, okay, I'm going to give it for this price. And then, but the ASO will know that I can bargain for this price. And this is just, and again, it is a community question. It is how much did I filter in the community? How much did I get in? The more I get in, I really want. Maybe I don't want to go to repeat everything, but I want to repeat the essential thing. The essential thing is really the people. The value is with the people. So if
Mm.
you can see the commercial interaction and see the personal interaction behind the commercial interaction and nurture that, then you will have a very good time. So this is what I wanted to really insist. The value is really in the people, not in the commercial. I mean, there's value in commerce, of course, but the most value is with the people.
Right.
Sam, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's a wrap because like I only got a one-way ticket. So I gotta make it work, you know?
Mhm.
And oh yeah, I'm not coming back to America. That's it. 44 years, you know, got them grays coming in now, you know, got some
Mhm.
bones hurting and stuff. I ain't that young pup like I used to be. So, you know, I gotta hurry up and do something big. Like I got to show my son, like, hey, it's not just what they promote over here in America because they just turn this place worse and worse. The music is just horrible now. Like, you know, some of it's still good, but most of it like has no meaning to it, and they're just promoting all these bad things. It's like this place is like Babylon, like
No,
you
I
know what I
totally.
mean. So I can't have my son grow up. It was bad when I was coming up, you know, and the way these kids out here like killing each other with these guns, they can have this. They can have it, you know, like we used to fight with our fists back in the days. You smack one of these kids in the face, they might shoot you. That's how it's
Mhm.
too serious in America. They
Yes,
got cops killing
that's
us.
something that that's
You got our
something
own
that
kind killing us
yes.
at an alarming rate. You know, every time I go on my Facebook, somebody I knew, or you know, not every time, but like often and frequently,
Mm,
somebody's gone. You know, way before their time, and I don't want my son till I'm not saying something can't go down on the continent. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'll be all right. I'll take my chances with Africa versus Chicago. Shout outs to Chicago, no disrespect, but you know,
perfect.
just saying,
So
or
And
any major city. Huh?
when will you be in Kigali?
I leave I leave on the first. Yeah, I leave.
Well,
So I'm in Tampa right now. Well, Clearwater, right across the bridge from Tampa, Florida. You ever heard of that Tampa?
yes, of course. Yeah, yeah. One of
Oh,
my aunties live there.
yeah, yeah, Tampa. So I'll be leaving from Tampa to Atlanta. From Atlanta to is that Brussels? Is
mhm.
that the
So you,
Amsterdam?
yeah, yeah. Brussels
Yeah, I
and
could
from
look on my
Brussels to Kigali.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm on.
Which
KLM,
which month?
January. In a
January,
couple
yeah.
months. Yeah, I
Okay.
was trying to get out of here before the New Year's. So I was
I'll
like, it
be
might pop off. They might try to shut it down, especially if something funky happens with this election. They might try to shut it down again. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. I don't like them. You feel me though? Because Trump already talking about he don't want to leave peacefully. So
Mhm.
I
anyway, we'll
can't
see.
deal with another more years of him though.
Sorry?
No, I said I can't deal with another four more years of him because the way he got these people acting up, they killing us like it ain't nothing now. You know, they were always bad, but when Obama was in office, he kept them at bay. But now you know you can't just go anywhere you want in America. It ain't sweet like that. And they'll let you know that too. When you start seeing them Confederate flags and big pickup trucks, okay, this ain't my neighborhood. Let me go the other way. A lot of segregation, you know.
Mhm.
And it's sad, you know, but at least in Africa, I won't be treated bad because of my skin color. I
Most
don't gotta be
definitely.
called the N-word when I'm walking down the street with my child.
Most definitely. I think, you know, there's so many opportunities on the continent, and it's for you to just embrace it and be flexible. And as you say, you're not going to experience a lot of what you're experiencing maybe now in America on the continent.
Right.
No, no,
Yeah.
not at all. You
I don't
know,
expect it to be peaches and roses. I'm sure, you know, but I'm realistic. There's going to be problems anywhere you go. Even if I would have went to the UK, I'm sure I would have faced a lot of problems. Matter of fact, when I was in the UK, I stayed at this hotel right by. All I remember was it was near London Tower, Tower
oh,
Bridge. Yeah, someone really close to Tower Bridge. And as soon as me and my son walked in the hotel, they looked at me like, huh, are you lost? And I was like, oh boy, the same thing like America. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
same thing in Spain. When I went to Spain, I felt that like I just don't belong type feeling. Like I didn't feel it.
So
Not like
yeah,
that in Africa.
like you'll be at home. You'll feel at home when you're in Rwanda, definitely. And I look forward to
Oh
seeing
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Nice to
Most
link
definitely.
up, definitely. I'd love to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh yeah, you already know. I mean, like at the end of the day, I gotta be around people that's positive because I'm trying to do positive, and I want to not just go out. I'm not trying to be like a lot of people that I'm not gonna bring up. I'm just gonna put it like this. I want to come contribute. I can't do it as soon as I get there because I want to bring some stability for myself once I touch down. But as soon as I get the lay of the land and get to know and intermingle and know who's who and rub elbows, I definitely gonna get back. Definitely. So
Most definitely. I think you've got a lot to give. So, you know, I look
I
forward
do.
to seeing what you bring to the table as well. And
Oh
obviously
yeah.
also share it with us as well. Definitely when you get back, I'd love to invite you again on the channel and for you just to give us your perspective and what you've experienced
Yeah.
thus far in Rwanda. So yeah, I look forward to
Yeah.
seeing you most definitely. Any
And I'll
final
be huh?
any final
What'd you say?
comments? Any final comments on the topic?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like Rwanda is where I'm coming, but who's to say that's where I'm gonna actually settle? I might because I plan on going to like Kampala, check it out, Tanzania, check that out. But the point is, just get there. Don't be afraid, and just let the ancestors guide you. And if you mess up, you could try again or just do something totally different, right?
Most
Yes.
definitely, most definitely. Yeah, I
And
mean, they go to Rwanda, you may like it, you may think actually I'd like to, see somewhere else. And when you're in Rwanda, yeah, you're in East Africa, so you can go and see like Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya. So the opportunities are endless in terms of what places that you could visit and then decide where you fit in, you feel you fit in the most, and where you feel like you can make a positive contribution, because it's all about
Right.
how you feel. You know,
Exactly.
visiting these various countries will give you an idea of, okay, this is where I want to be. But again, you have people who are just up in and going. Yes, it works for some. They just go to a place and it works out. But then for the majority, that it's not beneficial to just up and just go, especially if you've never been to the continent before. And that's where I'm seeing a lot of the negatives are from people who have never ever visited the continent, or even maybe left America or Europe and then just gone straight into Africa. That's
Right.
proven to be
But
problematic.
we need more people that's positive just to keep coming to tell their stories to the people who are afraid. That's better than just, I know it's part of internet researching, but you got boots on the ground out there. And like you said, we need more coalitions with the brothers that's from Africa on the continent and show, yes, there is peace and unity. There can be peace and unity between the two, and we could bridge the gap.
most definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna say exactly what sorry, Renelle, did you want to say anything?
No, nothing much besides like again, like congratulations to San on this move. I want to insist that since the little man is this young, it is a great opportunity to get him learn Swahili. Um, get him like because when you are young, you catch languages faster in
Right.
general.
Yeah.
So since the little man is this young, it's a really good opportunity to get him catch at least Swahili and maybe even other languages from the continent. I
Exactly.
wish you the most best. Like I'm very happy to
Thank
have
you.
heard your
Thank you.
story,
What
and
part of
I'm
Africa you in? Are you in Kigali or are you somewhere else?
No, right now I'm in the West. I'm in Montreal, but I grew up in Cameroon.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, so I'm in this city for business. So and I'm not
okay.
here to stay. So I
Right.
am in, how can I say it? On a job work, in a mission for work.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
So I grew up in Cameroon up until my young minds here, and I'm really now interested in traveling around Africa because I'm really ashamed. I traveled more Western country than African countries. I am so ashamed of that. Um, like there are Westerners who know Africa.
Woke now, isn't it? You're woke now, so don't be ashamed. That was
Exactly,
you saying. This
Right.
is your new mindset, isn't it? So you can't
exactly. It is.
go past, you know.
I
It's your
agree. I am woke.
We're all
Yes,
waking up. We're all waking
yes.
up.
It is woke. It is woke the right term. Yes. I grew up in Africa. I had all these opportunities to like travel, to go to Abuja. Nigeria is quite close. Ghana is not far. I could have just planned a holiday. I did not do that. And then it came to my mind like very recently, like this wokeness is like a recent thing. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to travel more around Africa. Like if Jack Ma can visit 54 African countries, I can do it. So
Right.
it's not it's not above me.
amazing.
That is
And for myself, yes, I'll be in Rwanda. That's where I'm choosing to settle with my husband and two boys. And on the issue of language, you're saying, Renelle, you're talking about son. It's a good opportunity for him to learn languages. I have two boys.
mhm,
One is one. Their dad speaks Kinyarwanda, so they're starting to pick up the language. My
excellent.
1 year old has started to speak a few words in Kinyarwanda. My 2 year old, he's been saying some words as well, and it's just really amazing to
Excellent.
say. Me and my husband was talking about like the different languages that we want the boys to learn. Obviously, the language that my husband speaks, Kinyarwanda, but we were talking about them learning some other language such as like
Mhm.
Swahili and maybe even French. Yes, people say, oh, that's, but yeah. So it's really good to for the young people.
Yeah.
You
Learn
know,
as many languages as you can. Yeah.
Exactly.
me, I'm so boring. Like I only know English, but I am learning Kinyarwanda, which is the
Yes.
language that they speak in Rwanda. It's been a challenge, but I'm pushing on. I'm pushing on because I'm determined to learn. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want my children knowing Kinyarwanda, and then me, I'm just like,
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
no. So I am
Yes.
interested to learn, and
You,
yeah,
you
I'm
you want to be
really
you want
excited.
to be in that situation where there is, what you want is to be in that situation where there is a stranger and there is something that you want to say that the stranger should not catch, and then you guys say it in this language and you are not cut off, right? So you want to be able to say things to your children or to your friends in such a way that maybe you have to not, it is something that it is for the family that must not be shared. You know how, you know what
Mm,
I mean, right? So you
yeah.
want to be in this type of environment. It is very gratifying to be able to speak a language that at least um, that you can protect yourself with. And also languages come with also a logic. There are logic with the languages themselves. So the when you do science in German, your approach to science is not the same as when you do science in English, for example, because the languages carry its own logic. So that is why I always suggest that kids should learn like maximum amount of language, like
Mm.
as long as they can, because then is where their brains are still fresh. Yes. Right.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah.
The diaspora, the adults, we should also learn the language as well when we get on the ground. Be
Yes.
prepared, open-minded to like, learn. I mean, we're not going to be fluent by tomorrow, but at least, you know, um, try to pick up the language and be able to communicate some your basic needs and
Mm-hmm.
directions, or how much is this, and just basic things like that. Like when I'm in the market, for example, in Rwanda, I know how to say basic things.
Mm-hmm.
I know the names of different maybe fruits or vegetables. And it really
Yes.
does help. And they see also that you're trying. And that's one thing about Rwanda, or in maybe other parts of Africa, is when they see that you're trying with the language, they laugh, but at the same time, they're very supportive.
Exactly.
And
That is
you
how you are blending. You are blending in.
family.
Exactly. You are blending in. Exactly. That's it.
Exactly.
The language
Most definitely.
allows you to blend in.
Yeah.
Hey, can I show you guys something real quick?
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes,
I don't know if you can
please.
see it or not, but here's to show you how serious I am. Like, hold on, I'll try to hold it up. Can you,
Oh,
Certificate of successful. Oh, excellent.
let me try to can you wait? Hold
certificate
on.
of ancestry. Is that what it says?
Let
Yes, it's
me,
a
can you
Yes.
make that
certificate.
out?
I just saw certificate of ancestry.
Yeah, it says African ancestry here hereby certifies that Hassan shares maternal genetic ancestry with Temne people living in Sierra Leone.
Oh
Sierra
wow.
Excellent.
Leone. Yeah, and then the other one, what was that? I think that was maternal. Yeah, that's maternal, so that's mother. So on the paternal side, I'll try to hold it up real quick. Wait.
Yes, yes, I see.
I'll just read
Yes,
it.
sir.
It says shares paternal genetic ancestry with Balanta people living in Guinea-Bissau.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So you're definitely African.
I didn't need
And
them
then,
to tell me that, but I was more like looking for to see if they could pinpoint it, which I don't know how 100% accurate that could be, but hey, I've
yeah.
been lied to all my life, so better than nothing, right?
No,
No,
but in general, it is based on the science. So, sorry,
I
sorry.
think it's reliable. I think it's reliable.
Yeah.
Most.
Well, I mean, it makes
Because,
me feel good though, because I didn't know nothing anyway. All I thought was, oh, well, what I was taught in school is you come from slavery.
Mm.
I didn't know that we were kings and queens and princes
Mhm.
and I didn't know that. So it feels good to, kind of have that. Well, hey, I know something because over here in America, you got a lot of people, they ride around with their flags proud, and that's something that the African Americans we kind of lack because that was all stripped and stolen from us. And anything we try to do to get a culture going, people just come and jump on and be like culture vultures, and then or they make a mockery of it,
Mhm.
So we never had nothing to really call our own.
What we're seeing now obviously is a change, because you can, earlier on you said that maybe a couple of years ago, someone would say to you, are you moving to Africa? And then you look at them like, "Oh, are you crazy?" Like,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
now
Yeah.
you're woke, you're
Right.
more knowledgeable, you understand what is happening. And other people will what's the word I'm looking for, will be enlightened and will gain the information that they need to gain for their eyes to open at the right time. We're all on different stages, and sometimes we can be a little bit harsh on other people because we're like, oh, why don't you see what I see? But we have to keep on educating them, be patient with them, because they will see it most definitely. If they don't see it now,
You
they
know what though? Good point there. Unfortunately, a lot of people, you gotta be the trailblazer sometimes. A lot of people don't want to chop the trees down and go into that forest and make the road. They want
Mhm.
you to do that, and then so they could come behind you. Oh, is the coast clear? Okay, I'm right behind you now, and that's okay though because I changed so many people's lives. Especially when how big America is. When I'm from the Northeast Philadelphia area, and I moved all the way out to like Seattle, Washington, and people looked at me like, "Why are you going way out there? Who you know?" I was like, "I'm just going because I'm a free spirited person." And as soon as I went, all those naysayers and those doubters and "Oh, you'll be back," they started calling me, "Hey, what's going on out on the West Coast? You should come see it for yourself." And then they all come, start following. Now that a lot of them are still out there, they got families out there, just from me doing something to show them, hey, I'm taking a leap of faith because, like I said, we only got one life to live. I don't want to be this old man talking about what I could have, should have.
Woulda.
I want to, yeah,
I'm exactly that same type of person, the mindset that you have
exactly.
in that sense. Like
Hmm.
I'm just a go-getter, and as you say, like I encourage people to dream big. Don't just think mediocre when you go there. Dream,
Exactly.
and yeah, you never know what you can achieve. So we are
Exactly.
finish up and round up. So I just want to say thank
Okay.
you so much, Stan.
Yeah,
It's been
no problem. Oh,
it's been
real quick before we finish up, because he gonna kill me if I don't do this. My brother Abu, shout outs to him. You gonna meet him too. He's coming.
oh
So
wow.
my brother Abu, he's my older brother, and we kind of inspire each other, and you'll meet him. So it's all love.
Oh wow. Hi Abu, if he's watching, definitely big shout outs to you. And I look forward to seeing you in Rwanda. Most
Yes,
definitely,
facts.
most
All
definitely. It's
right.
been amazing. Thank you so much, Stan, for all your contributions. I really do
Yep.
appreciate it. You take care
Thank you,
now.
God.
Oops, sorry. I think I accidentally just pressed, but thank you so much, San. We do hope that you will join us again. Renal, any final words? I'll try not to accidentally press you out.
Nothing much to say. Like again, like I'm really happy every time I jump on this platform. There are like nice discussions. Um, it's helping me also to understand and shape my ideas by confronting my plans with plans of the people that are here and yours. So I just to go back to the topic, I really want to insist on something to the people who are planning to go back to the continent with internet research. Please don't confuse content with information. A lot of things that you see on the internet can be content. They can be things for um, entertainment. They can be things for advertisement. Real information should be through a tourist agency, through a consulate, or through some nationals that are living there already. So don't confuse content with information. I guess that is my last word.
Thank you so much, Renal. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your
Likewise,
contributions.
feeling.
Right, so we had San and Renel drop some really good nuggets today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please do go ahead and give this stream a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Just going through a few of your comments now from Proton 30. I think it's better if you look at it from the perspective of, is the price reasonable or the product you are purchasing? I think you're talking about that in relation to us talking about, in Africa, sometimes you have to bargain. Yeah, that's part of the culture, really. So you need to be able to adapt, really. Merlin Charles is saying, I hear a lot of African Americans, Africans in the UK, Europe, Africans in the diaspora, meaning African nationals living abroad. Does the invite includes African Caribbean descendants of slaves? Yeah, all yeah. What I'm thinking is that for me, it's like as long as you're black, you are African. African Caribbeans, you are African. Obviously, you've got the continental Africans and Africans born abroad. Yeah, so we're all Africans basically. So none of us is excluded. We are all one. Okay, we are all one. So I'm an African born in the Caribbean. You know, I'm an African born in specifically Jamaica. Peace is saying, please be careful in Brussels. There have been some stories of racism. Wow, thanks for that information. Peace is saying, Lady Visionary, when you go back to Rwanda, please interview some business owners and people working remote who are successful there. I definitely plan to bring you this type of content. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm already trying to reach out to some business owners to arrange some interviews and things like that. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. JB Jackson, I'm moving to Kigali soon as well. Would like to connect with the brother. Any contact information? I think, San, if you're in the chat and you want to share your contact information, please do go ahead and at KB Jackson. Okay. S. Barry, language learning, us driven by passion, you can do it. Yeah, definitely. I believe that it's important. If you're going to the continent, you know, try, or whichever country you're going to, try to immerse yourself, try to learn the language. It's difficult. Like, I'm struggling with Kinyarwanda, but I'm pushing on. Like, I'm not giving up, okay? And when I'm there, actually, because in some situations I don't have a choice, so my language tends to be a lot better. So I am getting there. Patrick is saying, guys, please share and subscribe. So yes, if you do find this to be useful and you know somebody else could also benefit, please also share it on to that person, whether it be via WhatsApp or via your social media. Please show some support just by sharing, guys. And don't forget to like this stream. And you know, you can support us via PayPal. We've also got the GoFundMe that I set up for the Africa Rising investment project that I'm starting in Rwanda, supporting young people in the rural settings in Rwanda. So those young people who are normally forgotten about in the rural settings, who, you know, are very talented, they have ideas, but they just don't have anybody to support their business ventures. So we basically give them an amount of money to facilitate them in business, to, you know, help improve their livelihoods, to be able to feed their families, and be able to from this initiative, when we support a young person, they give something back to the initiative and then help another young person, and so on and so forth. And Barry saying, good show once again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every single one of you guys who have come in and, you know, listened in. Some of you guys joined late, so you'd have to go back to the beginning at the end and, you know, catch up on all the good juicy bits that you missed. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And don't forget to just, if you have a family or friend who could benefit from my channel, get them to subscribe, guys. Get them to subscribe. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you. Take care and have a good night. Yeah, it's evening or night here in the UK. So yeah, guys, take care and all the best. Take care.